too bad you met me. Is that all you've got? Meat fruit. Meat fruit. Not bad, but too bad you met me. Is that all you've got? too bad you met me. There's no escape for you.
Unfortunately, I don't have one lined up for T8. I'm too lazy to do it. Oh, maybe I'll start farming T8s for fun. Anyway. Okay, this is mostly for Zanello because Zanello's been asking me about late game or end game scaling for this build. So for the rest of you, if you're not interested, you can tune out. It's just mainly for just one guy. So yep, Zanello, this is for you. So to scale this build really late game, your focus is predominantly to free up your suffixes as much as possible, and then to be able to stack an insane amount of dexterity. So I'm going to briefly run through first the gear changes, and then the talent changes, and then finally the hero traits and skills. So for the gear changes, you're still going to run as many resists as you can. You want to cap all your res. So as you can see, I'm 75 to everything, right? That is not you can't drop your res because if you're doing like TA content or bosses, you just don't want to die. And then life, obviously 5,000 is almost the minimum. You kind of need this. You can go 5.5, but 5,000 I think is quite comfortable. So to be able to get max res and then stack your dex to about 1.8 or 1.9 or almost 2,000, you need to do this. So the first thing is you're going to swap a lot of your rings to a single hybrid res roll. So a hybrid res roll is, for example, elemental and erosion resist. This gives you a total of 80 plus resistances. It's pretty insane. You definitely want dexterity, so you want this. Critical strike damage is only a luxury if you already, if you don't have any problems maxing out your res. But this is a particularly sick ring, and I don't expect anyone to get this. But yeah, I bought this pretty cheaply off the market, I think. So this has 6% implicit dexterity. But generally, I think what your ring will look like is something like this. Erosion resistance is kind of crucial because it's very hard to get erosion anywhere. You want elemental resist and erosion resist because, as I said, this hybrid roll is fantastic. You have dex and life. Yeah, so this is pretty much what you're looking for. Next thing as well is you want to get weapons with this as a corroded mod. You want the 5 added attack lightning damage per 8 dexterity and not 12. And ideally, if possible, you want also an elevated attack speed mod. Yeah, so these two together is generally what you want for your double corrosions. You want this as high attack speed as possible, and you want this. In this case, I don't have the attack speed mod, unfortunately, but at least I still have double corrosions and have these two. Yeah. This mod is probably the most important because that's where your dex scaling coming for your flat damage. Yeah. Belt, you still want versatility or versatile. In this case here, the other mods you want is you want a dexterity roll and a resistance roll, whichever. I mean, erosion resist is obviously nicer, but in this case, I managed to find this one with holiness. So holiness makes me immune to curse. This is very good at when you're particularly juicing your maps, because all the curse mods don't apply to you. And minus 20% additional damage dealt by cursed enemies. Because you're always going to curse your target, you're just going to take 20% less damage, and this is a very good EHP. I don't think you'll get something like this, but the versatile mod is 100% you need this, because that scales a lot of your damage. Yeah, so for boots, resistance, and dexterity, you definitely want the 12% dex roll here, and as high as possible a T1 dex roll. Erosion resist is always going to be good because it's very hard to get erosion resist anywhere else. And then for your prefixes, you want maximum life percentage, and either fizz elemental damage taken at fizz, or minus extra physical damage taken. This is actually quite cheap. It's like 100 FEs, not too bad. This is a pretty significant upgrade. I don't think you'll be able to get this. It's very expensive to get a good one. But what you want is you want one with all stats and dexterity per level and damage per 18 or 21 at the highest level. If you can also get a 1% life per 50 stat. That's also very, very good. But yeah, this is pretty nice. This is a lot of damage actually for an amulet. So yeah, you go this. For your gloves, same thing. You can go for the life regen, the double corrosion life regen. So you can get up to 12% on this. Or you can get the corrosion on the all stats here. I think this goes up to 35. Is it? Let me check. It goes up to 40, sorry. So you want double life regain, and the life regain interval stuff If possible, you can as high as possible armor roll, because this is also useful in helping you in your EHP. For chest armor, you've noticed I dropped off the 1 FE chest armor. I've gone to this. This gives you a lot of dexterity. And if you get one with the corrosion, double corrosion, you can get the. This is one of the best defensive mods you can have, especially if you have more than 1.5k dex. So do get this as a corrosion. The other one is elemental resistance, or you can also corrode the dexterity mod for more dex. In this case, I've gone for elemental resistance because I can always turn a different suffix into more dexterity. That's my rationale, and this is a lot cheaper than dexterity corrosion. So yeah, I've gone for this. Helm is the same as your boots, very similar strategy. You're going for dexterity, corrosion rest, and 1 elemental resistance. And then you get maximum percentage, maximum life, elemental damage, and physical damage taken compared to lightning. Yeah, so this is EHP mostly. Yeah. So that's all there is for gearing. Let me go through the talents. So for talents, Goddess of Hunting, you're always going to go Perception and Rush, right? For Blade Runner, you're always going to go Conductive, and you're going to go Queer Angle, right? For Ranger, you're always going to go Flute, and then Impending, right? So for Goddess of Hunting, I've only got 1 point here because I needed to get the level up here, so that's unfortunate, but yeah, this is just 1 point. You want to get all the life maximum life nodes on your passive tree, because maximum life is actually very hard to get on gear. So as you can see, I have a 15% here, and this is plus 10, so this is 25%. So each 4 nodes you grab on your talent tree for maximum life is always like 24% or 25% life, which is a pretty significant amount. Yeah. So attack speed and cast speed is very, very good, mainly because you're doubling it. Instead of 12%, you get 24% attack speed here from Versatile. So that's why I've gone for this. This is 16%, so yeah, you get what I mean. This is dexterity and damage, obviously, and percentage dexterity and damage. This is good damage just because you're scaling dex. I have gone shock chance here, and the main reason for shock chance is because I'm going for a different chest. So if this was the old chest that I was using, which is the lightning conductor, you wouldn't need to go shock chance. But since if you're moving away from lightning conductor to everlasting, you want shock chance on your talents. So yeah. So I've gone shock chance here and shock chance here. This is actually a very good node. Probably not enough people are adding this, but this gives maximum life of 23%, and it gives you 16 lightning resistance. Res is nice because you always can turn it to dexterity on gear. It frees up suffix slots, so that's why you're going for these. Then you get the attack speed talent, the critical strike rating talent, and the additional attack speed on recent critical strike talent. For Blade Runner, you're going to go for maximum life and maximum life, obviously, because 25% maximum life is pretty valuable. Your critical strike rating, maximum life, and lightning resistance. Then you go shock chance. This is just for me because I don't use lightning conductor anymore, and this is shock chance as well. Then your life regain and life regain interval. Actually, for this one, I've added this back in just because I can afford it. I'm level 98 right now. But if you don't have the levels, you can actually skip this one. This is probably the one that's the least needed. So yeah. Dexterity here is nice. I would have added this if I had more points. So probably if I get the next level, they will go to this. Maybe, I'm not sure. Flat damage is nice. Pen is nice. So attack speed here is kind of meh, it's not that great, but the reason why you're doing this is because you get agility blessing. The reason why you want agility blessing is it gives you 6% attack speed, cast speed, and movement speed. That means it gives you 12% attack speed per agility blessing. So because you can stack up to 4 agility blessing, this is 12 times 4, this is 48% attack speed, just off this. Yeah. Then got a ranger, critical strike rating, maximum life again. As I said, maximum life is really good, valuable. Critical strike damage, attack speed and cast speed, and attack speed and cast speed because this doubles, right? Movement speed is nice too. You want skill area. This is extremely important for mapping, and to some extent, very small hitbox bosses. The extra skill area gives you a better overlap for your spiral strikes. It also allows you to clear a larger area, right? So this gives you, in total, 60% skill area, and then 24% damage. Right, so this is pretty nice. Anyway, then we move here. We have attack damage and critical strike chance, right? You have maximum life again. As I said, maximum life is really good. And you have maximum life with interval. This is elemental resistance. This is 45 to almost the 3 different resistances. So this is 15 to all, which is 45 total resistance. This is 24% total resistance and minus 10% less damage taken with enemies nearby. Or when enemies are nearby, right? So this is super good for you. Less damage taken means you have more EHP. You have critical strike rating, critical strike damage, and critical strike elimination. This is 8% more damage. Then you have melee damage, critical strike rating, and then you have fervor. So fervor gives you the ability to activate flute. So that's all there is for talents. Let's go through hero traits. So for hero traits, you're going Ice Fire Fiend, which is, I mean, that you have to go Ice Fire Fiend. Expansion, because this gives you higher fusion energy limits. Yep, you don't need this. So it's Expansion, Ice Fire Fiend, Frostfire Strength, Fusion Body, and Extreme Fusion. Okay, now let's go through skills. For Spiral Strike, if possible, you can get a 21, that's great. But if you can't, 20 is fine. Attack Focus, Electric Overload, High Voltage, Lightning Piercing, and Harden. For Bloodthirst Recovery, you go Berserk, Residues, Armor Infusion. For Bull's Rage, Death Will, Extended Duration, Mania, Cooldown Reduction. For Brisk Wind, Painification for more duration, cooldown reduction, and extended duration for more duration. For Bloodthirst, Mass Effect, Bloodbath, Mania. Precise Curse on hit is only if you can afford it, but yeah. Then you go Electrocute, Abysmal Hatred, and Seal Conversion. And then you go Electric Conversion, Fearless, Magical Assault, and Restrain. Fearless and Electric Conversion, you can get the precise version so you can afford it. But if you can't, it's fine. Cast and Critical Strike, go Seal Conversion, Blizzard, Mark, and Blinding. Right. As you can tell, I move around super fast. Yeah, you want to guess my attacks per second? I can show it to you. But yeah, it's above 20. So my attacks per second is actually 26%. You can imagine how many times that hits and how fast that hits. Right. And this is without buffs, by the way. I'm not using any of my buffs right now. I have to enough damage numbers because there's just way too many of them. But if I wanted to, I can enable them to show you. Oops. Okay. You can see all the damage numbers. Pretty insane. Alright, so that's all there is for endgame scaling on this build. All the best and peace. What else? Actually, nothing much else. Alright, let me just run through the stat pages so you can get a better feel for it. So my DPS is now at 3.8. Also, I want to explain, I don't actually have damage pets. It will go up if I have more damage pets. I'm mostly doing like drop. So this is extra drop quantity of Ember and extra drop quantity of Flame Fuel. Right. So this is 3.8 with 80k survival. If you look at the main hand damage range, it's 18.6 to 100k, and it's almost the same for offhand. Okay. We have a total of 43% lightning piercing with 26 attacks per second on your main hand and 26 attacks per second on your offhand. Critical strike is at 32, which is not too bad. because you are going to get a lucky version of this. So it's going to go up, especially if 200 further, it's going to go up to 80% to 90% around there. I think it's 90 something actually. Critical strike damage is pretty nice as well. Okay. So maximum life is 5k. Let me show. Resistances are kept, right? Physical damage reduction is 23.8. It goes up with this, so this is like less physical damage taken. Yeah. So mitigation and then that's taken. Evasions at 50.1, 30k evasion. If you were to activate your buff, it will go up further, obviously. So 25 attack block and 25 spell block. So yeah, maximum life 5.5k, and then you have 12.2 life regain. Life regain interval is 0.3. It goes even lower on critical strikes. Yeah. So you probably like, I think every 2 seconds or every 5, you probably heal every 5 times, I think. Yeah. Okay. And that's all there is to it. So yeah, 54% shock chance. I'll show you where I get the 100. So scarier is from talents. I get the rest of the 100 through this. I'll show you. So when I crit, I get 8. And then electrocute. Electrocute gives me 20% chance to shock. Right. And then I'm not sure it adds this. I don't think it does. Electric overload is sorry, high voltage is 30% chance to shock. Yeah. Alright. That's all. Peace. Hope that helps you, Zanello. Let me know if you have any other questions. You can always ping me on YouTube or Twitch. I'll probably still drop by in Commodus' stream once in a while. You can always ask me there. Alright, I'm up.